Hello everyone. In today's video, we will be talking about body posture and right way of working at your office and home to minimize musculoskeletal disorder. We have a speaker with us who is working as a consultant physiotherapist from the last 8 years. Her area of expertise is Master of Physiotherapy in Orthopedic with special focus on biomechanics and ergonomics. Dr. DEEPSHIKHA THAKUR is now the founder of Physio SP Physiotherapy and Rehabilitation Clinic, where she works on body posture, orthopedic disorders to reduce pain and improve quality of life. She has an article and also associated with research and studies at Sharia University. Namaste, we welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you, Abdul. Thank you, Bukar. This topic which we are going to discuss today is ergonomics. And as we all know, it's very important for us to sensitize this issue during this pandemic time, because most of the people, they are doing work from home, and they are suffering from various kind of musculoskeletal disorders, pains, strains, all their muscles, right? So what today we're going to talk about ergonomics. So firstly, I'll just introduce you to this term ergonomics. If we divide this term into two parts, it is basically about your environment. Okay, what are the adjustments in your environment that prevents you from certain kinds of strains, muscular problems, and MSDs, which are musculoskeletal diseases, very common. Earlier, it used to be after 50 years of age or after 60 years of age. Nowadays, even the younger generation, after 30 or even 25 years, they are facing musculoskeletal disorders. And the major problem is with the ergonomics, that is the environment in which they are working. Either the mouse is not correctly placed, or the laptop is not correctly placed, or the screen of their computer, the desktop, is not correctly placed. Okay, so it is very important for us to know about it. The next slide is, now what are the types of ergonomics? If we talk about the types of ergonomics, then there's physical, cognitive, and organizational. So physical means when we keep on doing a repetitive task for a longer period of time, there is wear and tear inside our body. Now this basically in office setup, or while you're working, specifically your neck muscles, your shoulder, your back, then your lower limb eventually, since our whole body is like a chain. Okay, it's like a kinetic chain. So when your neck is affected, your spine is affected, then your hip is affected, then your lower limb is eventually affected. So this repetitive task leads to these physical pains. Then there is different type of postural adoption. That is, we have a normal curves in our spine. Okay, so these curves are essential to maintain our body posture, but this body posture is not being maintained because of those physical repetitive tasks. Next is your handling of your loads, various types of you can say, like, even while you're sitting also there is load in our body, right? So when we are sitting, Abdul and Booker, when you're sitting right now, so which part of your body is mostly affected? Back is mostly affected, your neck is mostly affected. Okay, the way we are sitting, we're keeping our hand on the desk, so our elbows are affected. So this comes under your physical ergonomics. All right. The next is your work stress, ability to decide, the mental load. Cognitive, it is maximum, it is also known as anxiety, which is also known as mental traumas. So mental trauma is not specifically because of some event or anything, but mental trauma is also one of the load. Even a school going child has a mental load, because he or she needs to give their exams, then they have to complete their homework and all these things. So likewise, this load, this cognitive, work stress, ability to decide, and mental load is divided. So this is one of the reason. Then the third type of ergonomics is your work organization, then work online, your work groups. So these are the various types of ergonomics. Now, do you want to ask me more about something like of ergonomics?
Yeah, can you tell us about office ergonomics?
Yes, very nice question. So this office ergonomics, this is if we change the slide, the very next slide, here you can see a man who's sitting in front of the desktop. The person is inside the office. Now this is continuously the person is sitting there for 10 hours. The desktop is the office settings, all right? So inside the office, your environment, your objects, how they are kept, how you're sitting, this is known as office ergonomics. Now over here, as we can see, the person is slouching forward a lot, more than the spine, the normal spine can allow. And then the hip to knee angle is also reduced, plus this posture, that is the toe, the ankle to the knee. Now over here, what is happening, if the person is sitting there like that for more than 10 hours, 11 hours daily, so there is repetitive injury which is taking place. Okay, so this leads to musculoskeletal disease. And this comes under office ergonomics, in which the right chair, the right desktop, the right computer setup is required. See, so this is some of the examples which we can see in office, during office hours. Any other question?
Ma'am, what can you say about the various musculoskeletal disorder due to wrong posture in office settings?
During?
What are the various musculoskeletal disorder due to wrong posture in office settings? Yeah.
In office settings, very nice question again. So these musculoskeletal disorders are also known as your movement system disorders. Okay, so we have muscles and tendons, and specifically your neck, your back, and your ankle, and in fact your knee is affected. So like tendon strain, tendinitis, ligament sprain, neck syndrome, then thoracic outlet compression, rotator cuff tendinitis, this is the shoulder, epicondylitis, radial tunnel syndrome, or we also say the carpal tunnel syndrome. Then we have trigger finger, dequerence, mechanical back syndrome, degenerative disc diseases, rupture, and these rupture or herniated disc, which is also known as slip disc or prolapsed disc. Okay, these are the common MSDs which takes place due to wrong ergonomics or wrong posture.
So what are the effects of ergonomics on posture during working from home in COVID-19?
Yes. So during COVID-19, what happened, everything has become work from home. Okay, so like everybody is doing work from home. Either they are on their bed, they are slouching, and then they are using their laptops on their lap, they're continuously on their phones. Okay, so during this time, my only advice is that try and use your chair and your table, which is just kept like that. And instead of using your bed, use your chair and table. Okay, and this is the right posture which is being demonstrated. You should always have, if you're using a laptop, then you should have a laptop stand. If you're using a desktop, the correct you can say the height of the desktop should be eyes. Okay, 90 degree, your eyes to the desktop should be at 90 degrees. Now the hands, it should be at, again, elbow to the shoulder should be at 90 degree, and you should not lean forward, you should rather lean backward. Okay, so this, because what we do is usually we are too much engaged inside the work that we tend to go towards the screen, but we should maintain a specific distance from the screen, and we should not bend forward, we should sit towards the chair, body to the chair. Then next is your knee to your ankle. Now here you should always, most of the the people, they have habit of putting their legs backwards towards the chair stand. Okay, so you should take care of this, that your knee to your ankle should be in straight line. It should be at 90 degree and it should not go backwards. So your feet to the floor. In this case, most of the people can also use you can say elevation or a kind of a stool, okay, beneath their table setting. So this is a proper workstation setting which you can easily make at home as well. Okay, then very important, nowadays you get chair. Now, what type of chair you should use? You should always use a cushioned chair. You should not use a wooden chair, or you should not use a chair without any, without any sitting seat. Sometimes the chairs are plastic chairs. And so what happened in that case, I have so many cases at my clinic. They are specifically because post-pandemic, these cases have increased. Okay, some of them have back pain, some of them have neck pain, some of them have knee pains, and they are all in their 30s, 32, 33. Then they are some of them are even 27. Okay, so, and they have this radiating pain which is going till their ankle. So what happens whenever you're sitting without a cushion, your spinal curvature is normal. You have a back spasm, but you tend to ignore that. Then after some time, the nerve which is exiting your back, your spine, it gets irritated. Now this whole course of nerve is going under your hip to your thigh as well. Okay, it gets irritated there because of the heart surface, because of the heart structure, and wrong posture. And this creates the radiating pain. And when initially it is not being addressed, it leads to a chronic pain, which is also known as, later on the disc comes out from the vertebra and becomes prolapsed intervertebral disc, also known as the slip disc, and the nerve is getting irritated. Sometimes a person is not able to even stand properly, not even able to wear the trousers properly. So these are the kind of problems, musculoskeletal diseases, which has been faced during this COVID-19 times. And this is the only very small, we can say, correction which people can add to their life so that they can avoid such problems.
All right. Is there any easy exercise you can tell our viewers which they can
do at home or at office?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, definitely there are few exercises. So firstly, I will tell my viewers that after 45 minutes of doing work on their laptop, they should take break. Okay, every 45 minutes. So if the work is for 8 hours, then after every 45 minutes, they should start with their neck first. There are very common stretchings which can be done. So very first exercise after 45 minutes during that break is the neck mobility exercise. Just simply do left to right, 10 times. Okay, simply this movement, and try and maintain your neck. This helps our neck rotators to become more flexible when they're very strained by doing this movement. Usually whenever we are doing this, what we are doing, we are reducing the either we are reducing the spinal curve, who does this movement a lot, this movement, and either we are increasing the spinal curve a lot by going towards the screen. So when we do this movement, our muscles tend to relax. Okay, this is for the rotators. Then next is the backward and the front movement. Now, while you're doing the front movement, try touch your chin to your your chest. Okay, and maintain it for like 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this actually, so what it does is it actually stretches the muscles of your back of the neck and provides further mobility and relaxes the muscle. Okay, the next is your shoulder shrugs. Now after you have done for your neck, now next we come to the shoulder. They just have to breathe for 4 count, hold for 7 seconds, and breathe out for 8 counts. So this helps a lot. Firstly, it de-stresses you, and your posture, all the muscles which are overstrained will come back to its normal position, and then again you start working. Okay, so these are few easy exercise advices which can be done. There are many others, but this is the most easiest of all, which everyone can do of any age. But
So,
make sure that you don't have any already any radiating problem before, any musculoskeletal diseases before. To the viewers, I'm saying.
okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing your precious time to this amazing session. We really admire you for your humility, your diligence, and your unwavering purpose. Indeed, the knowledge you shared with us today is quite appreciable and worth listening. At this point, we will give Dr. DEEPSHIKHA a few seconds to say a final goodbye before we end the session. All over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.
By this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you so much, ma'am.